Jesus is often misrepresented, even by church people.
Jesus Pizza is a student movement based in Portland that protests these misrepresentations.
Our goal is to represent Jesus in his historical context to our friends over a slice of pizza.
Over a slice of pizza.
Oprah says Jesus was just a good teacher.
Family Guy says Jesus was just a goofy magician.
Some scholars say that Jesus was simply a hippie.
And the Nazis said Jesus wasn't a Jew.
We are a group of students in the Portland metro area.
And as students, we protest these misrepresentations.
In fact, they are modern notions of Jesus that will die with modernism.
If you fairly approach the ancient text and critically read them,
You'll find that you can say quite a bit about this Jesus who lived and taught in the first century.
From the start, Jesus was a rebel.
Jesus joined in a counter-temple movement in a nation that revolved around the temple.
Jesus chose 12 disciples as a social symbol to say he was king of Israel and the world.
Jesus ate with anyone and everyone, regardless of their background.
And Jesus entered Jerusalem as a rebel king.
And Jesus demonstrated in the temple, protesting the injustice and hypocrisy he perceived in the priesthood.
Jesus was betrayed by a close friend.
Jesus was examined by the priesthood who delivered him to the Roman governor.
And Jesus was crucified.
Stripped naked. Beaten.
Jesus was nailed to a cross.
And Jesus, being a Jew, was given a proper burial.
He was laid in a tomb.
But the story doesn't end in the tomb.
We are convinced that on Sunday morning, Jesus really rose from the dead. Jesus rose from the dead.
The only way to explain the origins of the Christian faith in a Jewish monotheistic context is the resurrection.
How do you explain that a crucified man was worshipped as the Christ? Without the resurrection, you can't.
The only way to account for the rise of the worship of a crucified man is to accept the fact that he was raised from the dead.
And since this is true, God has spoken to humanity.
God has revealed himself to the whole world.
As a student movement, we are committed.
We are committed to showing and telling what following the way of Jesus is like.
We talk about Jesus from a historical perspective.
We encourage questions, doubts, disagreements, and discussions.
We are committed to eating pizza with and loving our peers, regardless of their race, gender, orientation, or creed.
Jesus Pizza.
We are representing Jesus one slice at a time.
One slice of pizza at a time.